Hey everyone, I'm Kathryn Kellogg. What am I? We are going to be talking about 6 tips for you to shop less. Yeah, so I am a recovering shopaholic. I used to buy a lot of clothes. Like a lot of clothes. Like I wish that I had taken pictures of all the clothes I used to have, but I was so embarrassed that there is no photo documentation. But at one point, my roommate did ask me to count how many dresses I had. I really like dresses. And I counted, and I had over 200 of just dresses. That's a lot of dresses. It's a lot of dresses. 2 closets full of dresses. So, yeah, I've learned a lot about shopping less these last few years. And if you haven't seen my video on why I wait 30 days to make a purchase, please go check that out, because that is one of the number one ways that I shop less, is just simply by waiting. So that's actually one of my points in this, but I'm going to go through them. So number one is my first tip is to take inventory of what you already own. I think it is so important because very often we are gravitated towards things, the same things, because typically we really like the same kind of stuff. So for instance, for me, sweaters, like I love sweaters. I think I have like 4 or 5 cream sweaters. Now, I do wear all those sweaters and they do have all different necklines. And I also have a whole bunch of pink sweaters, which I do always also wear. Currently wearing a cream sweater. And I will say these are the colors I really like. These are the ones that I wear. But if I'm out shopping, I can remind myself, you probably really don't need another pink or cream sweater. And that's all because I know what I have. Because if I'm out shopping, typically when we see something we like, we just are like immediately filled with want. We're like, oh, I love it so much. I really want it. We forget about the fact that we already maybe own, several other pieces just like it. So if you have a running inventory of what's already in your closet and what you already have, then you're going to be way less likely to purchase something. Number 2 is to create a personal buy ban, which I was talking about, which is why I personally wait 30 days before buying anything. It allows me to take inventory, it allows me to take space, it allows me to have time to separate a want versus a need, versus a true want, versus something that will truly add value. I go into this much more in detail. Please be sure to check out that other video. The third thing I think is so important is to unsubscribe from catalogs, magazines, newsletters, emails. Unsubscribe from anything that makes you really want to buy stuff. So not going shopping, not going to the mall, not being inundated by all of the things that are around you helps a ton. So definitely unsubscribe. So one of the best things I did was to remove myself from newsletters, because I'm telling you, I somehow wound up on the Reformation newsletter, and now I get emails from them almost daily, and I look at them and then I want everything. It's not good, because I look at them and then I automatically want stuff. And I'm like, man, all this stuff's really cool. But if I wasn't subscribing, and then I wouldn't see it, and then I wouldn't have this need placed deep, deep, deep down inside my heart. So go ahead and unsubscribe, and it'll save you, I promise. 4 is to socialize differently. So I find that a lot of our socializations revolve around eating, and they also revolve around shopping. So whenever my friends come to visit the Bay Area, we have some amazing vintage stores, secondhand stores, and I love to take my friends to them. Of course, that's very dangerous for me and my wallet, because it's very difficult for me to walk away without buying something and falling in love with something. So, one of the reasons why I have a 30-day buy ban. But I think we might want to find some other ways of socializing. So instead of going shopping, maybe instead like go on a nice long nature walk so you can walk around and talk with someone. Whenever you are going shopping, I think it's really important that you have a list and you have a mission and you're looking for very, very specific items, and you don't allow yourself to get distracted. Other things that you might want to consider socializing around: go to an exercise class with a friend. And this way, because I don't know, it's just nice to try and be active with my friends instead of doing something that is maybe like more sedentary or something that's going to tempt me to spend money. Instead of shopping, maybe think about doing borrowing and swapping with a friend. There was an article where I chatted with Martha Stewart about how to host a clothing swap. So I will link that down below for you to go check out, because I think it's a great way to kind of feed the secondhand market, of course, like spend time with your friends. You can get new items of clothing, you can try them on. It can be a lot of fun. And of course, you don't have to spend any money and you don't require any new resources to be used for your clothing, which is always really nice. I hosted one with a couple friends. We just like made snacks, and we grabbed, you know, a couple bottles of wine and champagne, and then we just had a absolute blast bringing our clothes and then swapping and trying on. And then anything that was left over that we didn't want, we did take, you know, to the thrift store. So just make sure that at the end of the swap, you do have a place to put those other secondhand clothes that you might not need. And then lastly is to ignore sales. This one for me is huge. So oftentimes I do shop secondhand. So I'm at the thrift store and I try something on and I love it. And I'm like, oh, well, it's only $6 or it's only $8. It's only $10. That's what I tell myself. And then I go and I buy it. But now instead I ask myself, okay, what is full price of this item? So maybe, you know, I was just at the thrift store and I just tried on this Madewell dress that I thought was super cute. But I didn't really like love the way that it tied in the back. It just made things kind of loose here. And the waist was about like half an inch too low. So the proportion of it was just like a little bit off for me. And I was like, oh, but it's super cute and it's only $20. And then I took a step back and I asked myself, okay, what would be full price for this dress? Probably like $130. I was like, would you spend $130 on this dress right now? And I was like, oh, absolutely not. And then I was like, oh, well then I don't need it. So even if you aren't paying full price for something, you know, you should ask yourself, would I be willing to pay the full price for it? And if the answer is no, you probably don't need it. So those are just my 6 tips for you today for shopping less. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to think of some more minimalism style videos to share with you. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or press that big red subscribe button. I'm thinking about doing more minimalism series and how I've kind of helped stop my shopping ban or my shopping problem. So if you're interested in that, please let me know in the comments section down below, and I will see you next week with a new video.